Fill out a 1040 tax form. We're going to need a few things. First, we need a W-2. We need the current year's tax table. We need the dependent standard deduction and filing information publication, which has the standard deduction worksheet for dependents. A 1040, and this is a 1040 cheat sheet that I update every year. It kind of simplifies the process of filing a 1040 federal tax return. So the first thing we do, you go to our 1040, and we're going to enter all of the person's personal information into the top. Now I'm going to take out the 1040 cheat sheet, and I want to just show you here. There's a section on the 1040 that's called digital assets, and that's really just about whether or not the person has held virtual currency in the last year. So Sam has not in this scenario. That's a new section as of a couple years. And here we have the standard deduction. Someone can claim you as a dependent. We want to click that box. So now we're going to take information off of the W-2 and enter it onto the 1040. I'm going to follow the cheat sheet for lines 1A through line 11. Now we get down to line 11 and it asks for adjusted gross income. And that's going to be the same number as all of these other numbers because Sam has one job and one W-2. If students ask about these blank lines, I just always explain that every tax-paying citizen in the United States uses the same form. Some have multi-billion-dollar companies, others have one job, and everybody uses the same form. So there's going to be other places to enter different types of income in this income section that won't apply to a lot of us. Now we get down to line 12. Now, if you're not living at home, line 12 is pretty simple. If you're single, you usually enter this 12,950 and go about filling out the rest of the 1040. Now, because Sam is a dependent, we need to fill out the dependent standard deduction and filing information worksheet. It's on page 26. Now I did simplify it here on the cheat sheet, line 12, but in this video I just wanted to show you why I was able to simplify it this way. Check the correct number of boxes below and then go to the worksheet. We're going to put a 0 here. We weren't born before 1958. And we aren't blind. Enter your earned income, defined below. If none, enter 0. So the earned income is $13,527. And here on the worksheet, they have us adding an additional amount. And that amount into 2022 is $400. So we're going to add $13,527 and $400. to get $13,927, and we're going to enter it here on line 3. Minimum standard deduction, $11.50. Enter the larger of line 3 or line 4. Well, line 3 is clearly larger than line 4, so $13,927. Enter the amount shown below for your filing status. Single or married filing separately, $12,950. This number changes year to year. This year in 2022, it was $12,950. Now here's where we get to the standard deduction that we'll end up entering on the standard deduction line here, line 12. Enter the smaller of line 5 or line 6. If born after January 1, 1958 and not blind, stop here. This is why I like to use pencil. I then go back over the pencil, not for this because this doesn't need to go to the IRS, but I go back over the 1040 with pen after I use pencil. Add line 7A and 7B, this is your standard deduction. So 12, $12,950. Now that was a whole lot of work for the same standard deduction that we would have entered here. If a dependent earned less here than $12,950, this number would change. As a quick aside, this is just another example of a different person who also works at Dippin' Donuts, the same place that Sam works, but made less than the standard deduction. If we were to fill out their standard deduction worksheet, the number to enter on their standard deduction line on the 1040 would actually be $10,273 because of the steps that we needed to take here on the deduction worksheet. Even though with Sam, it seemed kind of like a big waste of time to fill out that dependent worksheet, it does make a difference if a person has made less than the standard deduction in a calendar year. They can still file for a refund, but their deduction, their standard deduction will be less. So we enter the $12,950 here. We go to line 14, where we're going to add 12 and 13, but 13 was about business income, so we can forget that, and we have $12,950 again. Subtract lines 14 from line 11. This is your taxable income. So we're going to start with the $13,527, and we're going to subtract the $12,950, and we have $577. This is where we go to the tax table, and we find this taxable income in the tax table. Now this is a larger publication, but I just printed off the pages that we need. This is what goes on line 16, tax. Sam will be taxed on $577. So we find $577. Sam's tax is $59. Again, in this section, there's different credits and different taxes that people are assessed depending on their work. In this case, with one W-2, we don't fill in a lot of these lines. So I'm just going to go through 1824. Those are all going to be the same as line 16. So 59 and all the way down to 24, total tax 59. Let's go back to Sam's W-2, and we see that Sam had $1,329 withheld for federal taxes in 2022. So we're going to enter that here on line 25A. That number also goes on 25D. And then we skip down to total payments. Since Sam had just the one job, she was only taxed on one job. So 1329 also goes here, line 33. And if we compare $59 to $1,329, we can see that Sam paid more than she owed. And that's because she overpaid. So we're going to subtract 1329 minus 59. We get 1270. And that will be her refund. We want all of it refunded. So we're going to enter that number again. And here's where you can put your bank account, a routing number, an account number, whether it's a checking or savings, or you can just have the check mailed to you. We want to have Sam sign here. The date, phone number, and email address. And that's it. Now, the most important step is taking the W-2, taking the 1040, folding it up, and we're going to mail it to The address listed in this on the cheat sheet is hyperlinked to where you send this in the mail. And in a few weeks, you should be receiving a tax refund check in the mail. If you have any questions about anything from the video today, you can reach me at shayna@scaffoldedmath.com. There's also a few consumer math and financial literacy posts on my blog, scaffoldedmath.com. If you have students with part-time jobs or summer jobs, or if you have any young people in your life, even outside of school, and they need help filing their taxes, you can use the cheat sheet that you saw in this video. It's free on my blog. It's updated yearly. In this video, you saw the one from 2022. So next year, around early February, I'll update it for the 2023 tax year.